What's up? What's up? What's up? Legendary Talks here. My Anna Corinne, luxurious Anna Corinnes. I got them. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey guys, thank you for joining. I have the amazing Jean-Michel Cazabat tonight. Hold on, gonna pin this. Got it. Okay. He doesn't know how to join, so I'm waiting for him to jump on. Let me ask him. Where's he at? He's not on yet, so. How's everyone doing today? Legendary Talks here, as you know. What's up, guys? Thank you. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Excited to talk to Jean-Michel. Really interesting, unique guy. What's up? Oh, happy birthday, by the way, Charles. What's up, Mason? Hey, Erica. Thanks for joining, guys. Excited to be doing Legendary Talks tonight. We have a couple amazing things. Today is Lisa Bonet's birthday, the icon. It's also Claudine Joseph's birthday. It's also Hugo Mosier's birthday. I just said happy birthday, Charles. So Scorpio's in the house. Chandra's birthday was Friday? No, what's today? I don't know, the 14th. Yes, waiting for Jean-Michel. He doesn't know how to do this, so I don't think he's on here yet. But anyway, how's everyone doing today? Like I said, it's the icon Lisa Bonet's birthday, and that's really what it's about right now for me. You know, she is living icon. There we go. Let me request. He said he didn't know how to do this, so we're gonna figure it out. But yeah, he's a really interesting guy. We have tons of trouble understanding each other because of his accent. You'll see. Oh,
are you getting me?
What's up?
How are you, Damon?
How are you?
So, I don't know why you went to the wrong iPhone.
What?
I don't know why it was not working on this phone. I have to switch phone.
Okay. How are you?
Very good, and you? Excuse me?
Appreciate your pink. You hear me?
No, let me put the headphone because
okay.
I have problem connection.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me? Very Jean-Me, all of this, so love you. Anyway, guys, he's a very interesting, unique man, like I said. Can't wait to chat with him. Sweet guy, very thick accent that I never understand, so I can't wait to talk to him. He'll be back. He's going to figure this out. Oh. Hi.
Me? Yeah, fabulous.
Okay, we're good?
Fantastic.
Okay, great. So how are you, first of all?
Very good, excellent.
So I was able to wear these boots today.
Wow, fabulous.
Those boots are courtesy of Jean-Mi. I love them. I wanted them very much, and he generously gave them to me when I was in New York the other day, and they're amazing. So I talked to him.
They're made for you.
He said you have to wear them. You're right. I just been looking at them. So you're right. You have to wear them. So.
Yeah, don't keep it on the fireplace. Put them on your foot.
Correct. Okay, so Jean-Mi, first of all, you've seen this many times, and it's
I love it.
7th episode. And basically, we celebrate people that have been important to culture here on Legendary Talks, as you know. So I'm very excited to celebrate you.
Thank you.
So Jean-Mi, who is Jean-Mi?
Tell me again. I mean, it's cutting off.
Describe yourself.
Like me, myself, and I. I say I'm a very simple person, down to earth, who love people and beauty and sense of life.
Great. To me, you're so spirited. You have so much energy, and you're so spirited. But you're to me a true artist, a creative being. Like you're just a creative being to me, and that's my favorite kind of people. I consider myself the same way. Just kind of like creatives always find each other, but you kind of ooze enthusiasm and your creativity. It's who you are. And to be honest, you have a great connection with like interesting, cool people. I see you connect with like the interesting people. Like I think you're drawn to really interesting people. You mean?
Of course. I think this is very important, you know. I mean, you bring yourself with your energy and you attract positive energy, attract positive energy.
You're from London, right?
From?
You're from London, right?
No, I'm French. But almost, because I'm from Lourdes. Lourdes is like the Catholic city, you know, and it's just few letters. You can change Londres in French from Lourdes, you know, just change 2 letters. You were almost right.
Listen, I never understand anything you say because of your thick French accent, which I love. That's why I thought. So you're from, what's the city called?
Lourdes.
Okay.
I mean, Tarbes, exactly. It's next to, Lourdes is more famous because it's a city like the capital in the world of the Catholic. You know, but I'm from the southwest of France, next to Spain.
How do you think that growing up in France has influenced you, like as an adult, you know, navigating the world?
Yeah, but you know, it's funny because when I was a little child, I have 2 dreams: to live in Paris and to live in New York. And everything I saw between books, between movies, or between exhibition of art, always give me the desire, the dream to be in Paris. And the next step was to be in New York. And the first day when I came to New York from the taxi from JFK to the city, I was feeling like in the movie of my life, you know. And
yeah.
he's a French singer who have a song named Nougat York. And the guy is from my region, Claude Nougaro. And the song describes every moment like somebody who discovered New York. I think this is what happened to me.
Yeah, so New York, I think we all have a real love affair with New York, an actual real love affair. You know, like we're all married to New York. That's our
Totally.
Our soulmate.
Heart and soul.
Yes, correct. But getting back to when you were younger, because I've said many times, I feel like, you know, when we're young, you know, before we're teenagers, that really shapes who we are creatively. So kind of the things.
For me, it's very easy.
Huh?
For me, it's very easy.
What?
Why I became creative about shoes? Because I used to live in a little village, you know, small town, like 3,000 people. And in my street, it was a beautiful girl. I was a little boy, I was 10 years old, and it was a beautiful girl who maybe was in her 20. And every day, she have a different day to come to pick her up with like a sport car. And me, the only desire I have to have is like to go outside and to see her before she go inside the car. And she have a beautiful legs, you know. And she always wear like at that time platform sandal, you know, like in Cork, you know, like because it was the 70s, you know, end of the 70s. And with mini skirt, denim mini skirt. So this is, I think, from where I got my attraction for shoes and beautiful legs and beautiful feet of women.
Amazing. I had Bevy Smith on here, I think, about 2 weeks ago, and I asked her what her kind of style inspirations were, and she said, growing up in Harlem, it was the barmaids. They were dressed very, you know, sexy and like same thing, like high heels and kind of like denim shorts and and that's really interesting where people get their inspiration from. I find that very interesting, you know?
Totally, yeah. And most of the time it's something who can come from childhood, you know, from the old days.
Absolutely. No, that's exactly.
Cheers.
What's our drinking word?
It's brown sugar with lime, lemon, and hot water. I have brown sugar because I don't have no more honey, but I love it. Tell me, I mean, believe me, it's like it's better than a sidecar or any kind of cocktail, you know.
What should our drink?
Excuse me?
What should our drinking word be?
You're cutting off.
What should we cheers on? What should our drinking word? Cheers. I love you, Sean. Okay, so
I love you too.
What's the first song that really blew your mind?
Maybe Satisfaction. Pam, 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 pam. I remember when I was a kid. And Black is Black. I think the first one was Black is Black, you know. Da, 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 da. This was the first one. And after Satisfaction. And after, you know, I grew up with all the rock music. Like even today, working up at the showroom, I listen to, you know, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stone, Lenny Kravitz, you know, all this kind. This is my type of, you know, this is my soul music inspiration.
What's the first concert you went to?
Johnny Hallyday is a French rocker, and after for the major one, it's Rolling Stone. But the first one was Johnny Hallyday. Johnny Hallyday was kind of the French Elvis Presley, but really a very good performer, you know.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I love you.
Because he's a French singer, you don't know.
But, okay, so besides the woman, you know, the girl you had a crush on with the cork heels, who do you think inspired you mostly as like a young person? Could be Rolling Stones, could be a family member. Who do you think you got your main source of inspiration from as a young person?
I mean, for women was Bianca Jagger.
Hmm?
I think when I was a kid, I mean, everybody was impressed by the beauty and the style of this woman, you know, this lady. And she arrived to catch the biggest rock star, you know. So it was really her, more than Marilyn Monroe or anybody. I mean, I used to love Brigitte Bardot.
Yeah.
Who's like a big French actress.
We know her, But Bianca Jagger is interesting because, you know, her kind of style it's still inspiring people to this day. My friend she wants to be, you know, dressed like Bianca in a white suit. So something about Bianca Jagger, I think she's a, you know, a major style icon, but I feel like people still to this day are very inspired by her and that like 70s thing. So it's really interesting. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Major inspiration to this day, though, kind of 40 years later. So for her styles.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny because today I was looking even on Instagram. People get inspiration of, I don't know if you know Jane Birkin. Jane Birkin, he was a kind of a French icon. She used to be the wife of Serge Gainsbourg.
Yeah.
And he was like amazing picture with her with bell-bottom jeans and a mini silver leather jacket, you know. I'm sure maybe it was made by Courage or something like this, you know. But amazing. I mean, the style, the creativity of this period, you know, 70s was unbelievable, you know. And what I like, I mean, I feel like it's kind of feedback, you know, to 70s with like, you know, all the trend of sustainability, you know, and the kind of organic, natural things, you know, hippies, you know. So I feel.
Yes. I think the 70s kind of never goes out. That look kind of, it's always in to me, you know, like leather jackets and like you're saying, short
shoes.
Yeah. Platform shoes are kind of always in. Where were you getting your information from as a young person? Like, was it books? Was it television?
First, of course, television, because when I was a young person, a kid, there was no internet. Television and the magazine. And used to be the first magazine I used to buy, used to be Salut les copains. That means like Hello Folks, you know, in French. And it was like the first magazine about celebrity, but it was more based about musician and singer. It was not so, at that time, they were more important than actors, you know. People was really following all the singers. Because at the same time, they were dressed by designer, like Yves Saint Laurent, Courage, Pierre Cardin used to dress all these people, all these icons.
No, I think too that I've always gotten my inspiration way more, my style inspiration from musicians and stuff, way more than fashion. You know, I think that I'm way more into music than I am into fashion. People think I'm more, you know, I'm like, no, I think music is way more inspiring to me personally.
Of course, totally. I mean, I listen to music every day. As soon as I wake up till I go to bed.
What is the first nightclub you ever went to?
The first nightclub? I mean, I went to all nightclubs in the world because I love nightlife. But my first nightclub, of course, it was in my own town. So it used to be the name Maya. But after, when I moved to Paris, I went right away to the Palace that I love, you know. And my best friend, Claude Orensan, was like in charge of the Palace, of the privilege. So he was like the right hand of Fabrice Emaer. So it was fantastic. It was magic, this period. It was the same time than Studio 54 in New York. And after, when I moved to New York, I went the first night to Nels, the second night to Nels, and the third night to Nels. And before to dinner in Indochine, second night dinner in Indochine, and third night dinner in Indochine. So it's like, I was always like, and after in Paris, of course, I had my period of Bain Douche. Bain Douche was fantastic. Was one of the best clubs also in the world. But I love nightlife. And now, I mean, it's a little bit, I mean, the last experience of nightlife we have together, it was Edition. I mean, it was fantastic. Paradise.
Well, Edition gives, you know, real nightlife experiences in 2019 or 2020.
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
I think kind of is or homogenized, and Edition gave real nightlife experiences. You felt like you were really in the middle of something amazing, you know. So
Yeah, but I feel the same feeling. I felt like I was at Palace or, you know, in a major club. It was really something happening. The mix of people, the mix of ethnic, the mix of music. It was fabulous.
well, I say
No gender, you know, everything fantastic.
to me to see Ian Schrager, Nile Rodgers, and Diana Ross on the same stage together, I think my head exploded. I'm like, this is it. This is, you know, like, so
For me too. Nothing better than the chick, you know.
I know. You worked with Charles Jourdan, right?
Yeah, with Charles Jourdan, I did 5 years. First, I learned the shoe business at Charles Jourdan. So I was a photographer. I studied photography and I moved to Paris. And my dream was to become assistant of Guy Bourdin or Helmut Newton. And Guy Bourdin used to shoot all the campaign of Charles Jourdan. And a friend of mine who used to be in the shoe business, I need a part-time job. He told me, but why you don't go to Charles Jourdan? You know, you're good looking, you know how to talk to a woman, for to sell shoes, why you don't go? So I did, and right away it became addiction. I left the photography on the side because I was obsessed with shoes. And I stayed 5 years. And after I moved to another company, name was Stephane Kélian. And with Stephane, I came to America. This is why I came to America. I stayed 10 years with Stephane Kélian, developing the business in America. And after I came back to Charles Jourdan as a creative director. I did 3 years, creative director for America, Europe, and Asia. And after I decided enough, I want to develop my own brand. And this is why I launched Jean-Michel Cazabat.
Okay, you just said so much things. First of all, Guy Bourdin and Helmut Newton are my two favorites as well. They're amazing.
Of course.
Like Bianca Jagger in a way. They're so classic, so sexy, kind of understated, really sexy. They're amazing. So that's, you know, it's all making sense. Everything you're saying, it's kind of, now I'm getting it all, like in regards to your aesthetic, you know? And then what did you learn from like the Charles Jourdan experience when you were probably young during that time? What did you learn? What was the main takeaway?
I learned everything. I learned the way, first how to appreciate a shoe, how to make a shoe, because you don't make a shoe like you make a dress or a shirt. A dress or a shirt, I'm sorry, it's a piece of fabric, scissor, and stitching machine. Shoes is so many components. Yeah. And shoe, I mean, it's I will say it's almost, the feet is a reflection of the soul. So you need to have like really the perfect shoe for your foot, wow. For your soul, because otherwise you're not feeling in a great spirit.
And then what gave you the confidence to finally do your own line? Like what was the
After working for many companies, you know, I mean, and people, you know, you see, I mean, you have your vision and you know what you like to do. And you feel like, come on, it's now or never. I do it or I never do it. And I'm not the kind of person to have a regret in life, so I jump.
Good. And then what year did you move to New York? Do you remember what year it was?
Of course, 1986.
86? Oh, amazing.
Yeah, baby.
So tell me, listen, I'm obsessed with New York in the 80s. It's before my time, but I am obsessed with it. Please explain, describe New York in the 80s, like from your eyes. First of all, no, sorry. Let me rewind. So let me know that first year in New York. How was that first year in New York for you?
Like amazing movie, non-stop.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, because I love New York. But I mean, like, for example, for me, the first major shock is when I went to Indochine. And the first night I saw, you know, the major booth on the one new entrance on the left. It was Andy Warhol. It was Steve Rubble. It was Bianca Jagger. It was Jean-Michel Basquiat. Francesco Clemente. I mean, everybody, you know, all the, and I'm sure after, I mean, all the major painter, all the major artists, musician, David Bowie many times. I mean, fantastic. For this, I was like, wow.
I know, right?
Amazing. I mean.
What's interesting though is Indochine has remained. You know, so many things have come and gone in New York, but Indochine is still there, which says so much about Indochine. You know, the fact that like it's been forever the cool place in New York, forever.
It's a classic. It's a classic, and it's owned and managed by fantastic people who stay to the value of a place. You know, who didn't change much things like people all the time feel insecure. One of the problem when you have a great item, when you have a great concept, try to stick to it, because if you change it non-stop, of course you can follow the trend, but it's better if you have a good one to stick to it. And this Indochine is the best example about it.
You're right. Like, you know, stay to your and stay and you know, I mean, it's been the coolest place forever, literally. So you mean, tell me more about New York in the '80s. You know, tell me some stories. What was it like?
Fantastic. You know, I mean, of course I was younger. Of course we were working hard. Money was coming out like this. We used to go out every night dinner, every night nightclub, no little sleep, morning after to the gym, after the gym going to work, and like this non-stop, you know. We have maybe only one day off in a week, you know, but it was fantastic. And people have, so this is what I love in this city, is the energy and the creativity of a city. So I know today we're going through tough time, but I still believe in New York. I mean, it's like New York never die.
Correct.
Okay, we have to stay positive about it.
What? Yeah, I know. What are some clubs that you were going to? Did you go other clubs? Did you go to Palladium? Did you go to Area?
Yeah, of course. No, I went only one night. I think it was the last night. Unfortunately, I used to go to Palladium. Banels was really my favorite. I mean, Tunnel. I mean, MK. I used to love MK. You know, in the bank on Fifth Avenue and 23rd. I went to all the places, you know. I mean, of course, I used to go to Lotus, you know. You know.
You know, your first New York crew. Who's your first crew in New York? Your friends?
Used to be my friend Thomas Moller, who is a German artist, German painter, who used to manage Nels. I spent time. I mean, I used to have many different crew depending on the period, you know. Yeah. I mean, one time I was going out a lot with Russell Simon and Mark Baguta, you know. I mean, all the time, new energy, new people. You know, this is what's great in New York. In New York, if you have energy, you catch the energy.
Yeah, I agree. I love navigating new areas of New York, and new kind of like, you know, oh, this is a whole different scene. I like the different scenes of New York. I've always loved that, you know. I love going from, like, you know, a dive bar to the most fabulous world to, you know, hip hop. You know, I love it all one night. I love that stuff.
Yeah, and this you can afford. You can get it in New York, not in many other city. I'm sure in LA it's more difficult to find this.
Okay, so you start your own line, and did it take off immediately, or did it kind of, was it, you know?
No, immediately, the first season.
Really?
Why? Because, I mean, I had my vision of product, and also, I mean, I knew all the distribution, I knew all the big, the best store, you know, the best buyer. So of course, they bought the product because they like the product. They believe in the product. They don't bought it because there was a nice guy showing them shoes, you know.
What? Well, who's the first celebrity to wear your shoes?
Wow, this is my problem. So, I mean, I can tell you something funny. One day, I was in a trade show in LA, and a woman came to me to look at the shoes. You say, okay, I want to get this 5 style in size 38. I say, it's a trade show, you know, I don't say 38. And she said, I'm Madonna stylist. I say, okay, wait a moment. And I managed to make, in a week, 5 pair. At the end, she keep only 3. It was the tour of, I mean, it was a season when she was wearing Run Tour. And I don't remember the name of this worldwide tour of Madonna. But it was after the period. It's I'm sorry.
For me,
2005, something like this.
did you ever meet Madonna?
Personally, no. In a restaurant at the booth next to me, yes. At Pacific Time in Miami, when I used to go all the time, or Indochine. But no, I never chat with her. But I respect her as an artist.
What other celebrities have been, main kind of clients of yours for many years? Who else?
So many. I mean, that's my problem. I mean, to remember all the women. But I mean, we have a lot of. I mean, in men's is like all the friend rock star. Lenny Kravitz, Keith Richards. Mickey Rourke. Dylan McDermott. But women, I mean, we have a lot of. I mean, if we look in actress, in singer, Rosario Dawson. I feel bad now because we have so many, and I don't want to forget names.
Solange wore your shoes, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker. I have a People magazine who say SJP leave Manolo for GMC.
Oh, amazing.
Because at that time, when I used to have the store on Bleecker and 10th Street, she used to get a new pair of pump every week. So People magazine find this, I make an article about the story. So it was so funny.
Great. And then did you meet Lenny Kravitz like before your line or after? Because you end up becoming friends, right?
Yeah, we're good friends. Yeah.
How did that? Just because of the shoes? And then how did it happen? Like what happened?
No, because two common friends. I mean, I was to our friends Frank Roberts and Shade. Shade was like the best friend of Shade and Jada were the best friend of Zoe. Yeah. And after one day, they call me and I say, "Are you home? Lenny and Greg are coming." So we play vinyl for hours and hours and hours.
Amazing. And then how did you meet Kehinde Wiley, our mutual friend?
Who?
Kehinde Wiley.
Kehinde. Kehinde is a friend of my wife, Tess. I love his work. Kehinde, it's amazing. I mean, I was so proud for him when he did a portrait of Barack Obama. I mean, amazing. I love his work. I mean, he's going to be, I think, one of the painters who is going to leave a stamp of our century.
For sure, 100%. Well, have you seen that portrait? It's like all the presidents and all the portraits are kind of grayish, and then Barack, bright green, vivid, amazing. That alone is like changed history. So and you both have these like amazing dinner parties. Both you and Kehinde, you have that in common. So.
Yeah, but because I love to cook. My grandfather was a chef. My great-grandfather was a chef. My mom cooked very well, and my passion is cooking. So to cook everything from, what I call myself Mediterranean food because I'm from the Mediterranean, but it's like a kind of always like, just give me some olive oil, garlic, onions, tomato, and I can make a festival with anything.
And I've been around you when you cook. Really care. You're one of those that really cares when they cook. You can tell. I mean, you love cooking, so.
And I love because cooking is like giving love, So when you give love, when you have a friend or a person who tastes the food you just cook, and with a smile, you feel like. So it's like my shoes. People give them a nickname of happy shoes because they're so comfortable when they stand up. They smile.
What do you think your first big break was with your shoes?
Excuse me?
What do you think your first big break was with your shoes?
By the first collection, I did a collection of little wedge slide. So it was at the same time, they were very architectural, but very comfortable. And right away, and also I love mule, I love sandal, I love to be able to show the toes. So it was really something like the bear mule, the bear sandals. And also, I mean, something funny, I love to use exotic material. At that time, before I moved to vegan shoes, I used to use exotic skin. And one season, I remember, I did a collection of sandal, or just in exotic skin. And people at the trade show was feeling like strange, you know. But it was print. It was not real snake. It was print. But I was feeling because one was yellow snake, a green snake, a blue snake, a red snake. And people was looking at, this guy is strange. Why is doing only this? The same day, Tom Ford do a runway in Milan. And all the models were snake from head to toes. Women's Wear Daily, first page, the year of the snake. The day after at the trade show, I was busy, crazy, writing order.
Good. Thank you. Like trendsetter plus Tom Ford, you know? When did you start to feel successful? What's the moment you said, I'm successful?
No, you feel successful. I mean, it's like when you love what you do, when you love your job, when you love what you do, and you see people appreciating, wearing your shoes, you know, where, you know, this is where you feel you have a success, you know. Success is not in your head. It's like the results when you see people wearing it and you're happy about it, especially when you get compliment about it. Because something that's important also is the style not to be out of fashion, you know. It's why, I mean, I like shoes to be timeless. So it's why, you know, we launch a new brand, a vegan, sustainable brand, Era, you know. And it's why for us, it's very important to have the shoes timeless. I don't like when somebody see a shoe and say, oh, this is the toe or the heel of 2 years ago.
No, you're right. Like these, could wear forever, you know, those.
Yeah, the shape, the last, the sole, the heel is timeless. It's very important.
They're classic, like Jagger, really. They're classic stylish, you know? It all makes sense now. Tell me about your vegan, the vegan shoe line. Tell me about that.
Okay, so the idea, today, what's very important, which kind of planet are we going to leave to our children? And as you know, I have a little daughter who is 5 years old. So we decided with two friends of mine to launch vegan, 110% sustainable luxury shoe brand. So that means the shoes are vegan. So that means they make of 50% bio-veg material and 50% of recycled synthetic. Because you cannot make like a nice, elegant shoes with just like the vegetal material today. And what we do from the 50% recycled synthetic, we are offsetting the impact create on the planet by making and selling the shoes. So it's why what's happening now, we have like, we only say the shoes are 110% sustainable, because we offset the impact, not only 100% of 110% sustainable. And with the money we make, we invest, for example, to reforest tree. For example, in Mississippi, we reforest more than 2,000 trees, to clear water in river, also in America, because river, most of the smaller rivers are polluted, so to clear rivers. And also we're working with the bank, Plastic Bank. Plastic Bank is an organism in Asia of people, you know, who pick up plastic anywhere in the ocean, you know, and sell it to the Plastic Bank, and this is recycled to reuse, you know. So this is something important for us.
That's really great that you're doing that. What, you know, because I think you said you weren't doing it before, but what kind of, like, you know, what was the turning point where you said, I want to do this? Why did you switch to doing that?
Because we feel like it's a need for the future. You know, the fashion industry is the most polluting. It's number one polluting after chemical industry. So, and everybody is going to, if we don't move in this direction, the planet is going to die, you know?
Yep.
So this is something we feel like is really important.
That's awesome. Congratulations to you. That's really great. And, you know, hopefully more people will kind of follow in your footsteps per usual. Being always the trendsetter, hopefully more people will do that. Because I don't think, you said, fashion is the most polluted industry. And it feels like they don't care. They're just like, oh, well. I mean, so
Yeah, but they have to care because for her, I mean, like on our website, we say luxury is not a new pair of shoes. Luxury is not a new dress. Luxury today is the air you breathe, the water you drink. You know, all of this is luxury because if you don't take care of the planet, I mean, the planet is going to burn, we're going to die. And we don't want, I mean, maybe us, we're not going to be here anymore, but our children, our grandchildren. So this is very important.
That's amazing. I love that about hair and things, and hair. That's amazing. So good.
It's very important, Damon.
Okay, so who have you met that you gagged over? That you said, you know, the first night you saw Andy Warhol and Jean-Michel Cazabat, all them, but in life, who have you been the most blown away with? You know, David Bowie, and you know, who was it? Mick Jagger. Who blew you away? You're like, oh my God.
I mean, more than Mick Jagger, I love Keith Richards, and I make shoes for him. I'm so happy because for me, and when I first met him, I was feeling, am I talking to God or what?
Good.
Because it's like it's amazing, you know. It's amazing. And as an artist, you know, I really love, I mean, as you know, Lenny Kravitz, you know, because I think it's like, and he's such a beautiful person with a beautiful soul. And all this team is musician, Greg Ross, you know, is a good friend too. I mean, all these people mean a lot to me because when you love music, you know, I mean, it's good to have a real reference of a real artist. People who create, you know, who really go music, write music, lyrics from A to Z, play all the kind of instruments, you know. I think it's important.
Isn't it amazing that you can make your dreams come true that way? And then you get to make shoes for him. Isn't that an amazing feeling? You mean?
Yeah, it's a satisfaction.
Yeah.
Even when I did for Keith, I mean, I have a funny story. The story of Keith Richards boots. One day I was at the Rose Bar at the Gramercy, and I see Theodora, his daughter, going inside the fireplace to smoke a cigarette. I go to meet her, and I say, "Hi, Theodora," and I was wearing silver python boots. Or she say, "Oh, cool boots." I say, "You want my story? I had the desire to design python boots when I watch Gimme Shelter, you know, the movie. And when your dad just finished recording Wild Horses, he's smoking a joint in a sofa and he's doing the tempo with the boots like this, you know. I don't know if you can see, you know, tack, 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 you know, like this." And she was like, "Oh my God, my dad will love the story." And she asked me, "Where are you going to be tomorrow?" I said, "Tomorrow I'm in Atlantic City for the concert of the Rolling Stones." And she said, "Oh, if we can meet, I introduce you to my dad." So I was like, "Oh my God, hallelujah."
That's amazing. Good for you. But Jean-Mi, you know, the common theme of this talk so far is that you go for it. You've gone for what you wanted, and it's really good for you, and you've been successful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a shy person, okay? I'm not a shy person, and I love to meet people. I'm a person, I'm an open person, I'm an open soul, open heart. And I think it's, everybody is supposed to be like this. You have to be confident. If you pass a message of love, kindness, and everything, you know, I mean, why people should be scared of you?
Good for you. Good for you. What are your Grace Jones stories?
I have many, but I mean, first time I met Grace Jones, he was at the Palace when she had the concert of night clubbing, and it was amazing because her and her brother was dressed as a gorilla, you know, with playing the drums, you know, it was fantastic. But I mean, last time I saw Grace, it was for the signing of a book in Paris. It was like already, I think, 3 years ago. And it was always nice. I mean, we party all night as usual, you know, Grace party. But she's amazing. I mean, you know why I saw her the first time I saw her in New York? I was living in Indochine and she was coming to Indochine. And she came out from a limo and she had like a big hat, you know, black sunglasses and kind of a cape. It was like, oh, when you see this, you feel like you listen to Pull Up to the Bumper, you know. Pull up to the bumper, baby.
No, Grace to me is another one of those amazing, like forever, like
No,
style
I
icon,
agree. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Totally.
eternal, ever. Also, sidebar, it's Lisa Bonet's birthday today. She's another eternal style icon. You know?
I love Lisa. I love Lisa. And last time I saw her backstage at Lenny concert, Zoe introduced me. She said, Jamie, but you know, mom. I say, no, Zoe, I'm sorry. I know Lisa Bonet from day one,
Yeah.
but I never met you. I said to her. And she said, oh, mommy, this is Jean-Mi. He's a good friend of dad, of Grace, of Greg, and you know the loafer you got is from him. He was like, she bought a pair for her mother maybe 5, 6 years ago, before, you know. She said, oh my God, I love these shoes. I said, oh my God, Lisa, you really touch my heart. She's such a beautiful person, a beautiful soul.
I agree. Shout out to Lisa Bonet. Happy birthday. We love you. I think Lisa Bonet is like one of the eternal style icons of life ever. You mean? So amazing. I love her. Okay, Jean-Mi, what are the 5 best parties you've ever been to in life?
So many. I have to say, Parties edition was really amazing because I feel like a parties in the 70s or in the 80s. Amazing party also was the last runway of Yves Saint Laurent in Paris. I was there, and it was really amazing because after the runway they closed and it became a party for friends and family. And 2 years ago, the 80th anniversary of Hangzhou in Paris was really amazing. Hangzhou, who left us a few weeks ago, you know, that's sad. But it was really one of the last amazing party. But in New York, I went to so many parties, you know, it's difficult to have so many years also. I have to think which period, which club with, you know, many.
If you could have a dinner party and invite 4 people, and they could be alive or dead, who would the 4 people be?
Oh my God, that's too difficult.
Pick a few. Pick a few.
It depends for which word, you know. Which not easy. But or maybe people have a certain age, a certain period, because some. It's really difficult. I will stay. You know, maybe I will stay in a New York state of mind, like people of. Maybe I go to sit at the booth in Indochine with maybe with Bianca, with Alston. Alston was there too. You know, all these people, because I was like a dream. For me, I was like a kid in a dream. So it was fantastic, you know. So, but it's difficult to ask me this because I love people in general, and to make just a selection is like.
Okay.
But the period, I had a satisfaction when I moved to New York and I saw all these fabulous creative people, you know.
No, I love that Indochine story of your first night at Indochine. That's amazing.
And my second night and my third night, 3 nights in a row. And you know the story? Jean-Marc, who now is the owner, who used to be a waiter, he told me, if you don't like Vietnamese food, let me know. And I said, the food sucks, but I love the crowd. I said, no, I'm joking. I love the food. I love Vietnamese food.
Funny. So, Jean-Mi, what influences you now in life? Like, what are your inspirations right now in life? You mean?
Nature.
Good answer.
Really nature, because we need to take care of our nature.
Yeah.
You know, from the sound, trees, water, sky.
Yep.
I think it's good, you know. And also the story of, unfortunately, of COVID, it make people think of different way also to dress with different shoes or with different clothes, you know. Maybe everybody become more relaxed, more casual, you know, every day.
Yeah, no, I think that, like I said, I think you're hopefully going to start the trend of people thinking sustainability more in fashion, because I really don't, they talk about it, but I don't stuff about it. They just,
But that's a problem, Damon. The problem is like everybody talk about it, but nobody do. People do it to get attention. Us, we really doing it, you know, and everything is like if somebody go to our website, eranewyork.com, you're going to see, you know, I mean, because we explain everything from A to Z, you know, the way how we offset the impact of making the shoes and producing and delivering the shoe. So it's really something important.
Yeah. I'll post I'll post the stuff on my Instagram stories tonight as well. Anything you want me to post about area and things like that. Okay.
Yeah, it would be great. And also we try, because of course we are like a young, new company. We try to raise some funding.
Yes.
And we did a crowdfunding with Republic.
Yeah.
Republic. So if somebody is interested, we like to invest because it's like a concept of business angel. So anybody who invests now will own a piece of the company.
Great.
And it's very easy to remember. I can show you. It's like Republic. Can you see republic.co/era? I did it in case you don't understood me.
First of all, so republic.co/area.
Yeah.
And then finally, before we wrap it up, Jean-Mi, you know, I ask everyone this question right now. It's Corona, it's COVID. You know, a lot of people's businesses are interesting and weird and funny. How can we support you, whether it be your company? How can we support you right now in life?
But to get visibility for the company, because we need. I mean, the product is great, but unfortunately, because we don't have enough funding to open store or to. And also, I mean, the wholesale business is not the same than before. It doesn't exist anymore. So everything is based more on direct to consumer. So it's why we base our product at a very good price point we're producing and selling luxury shoes at the price point of contemporary shoes, you know. So that means like almost 50% of the price supposed to be. But for this, we need people to be dragged to our website. You know, this is because we don't have enough visibility, or even to have a celebrity wearing it. You know, I will love your friend Janelle to wear I think the shoes are so. She's perfect for it. You know, like I told you.
We can get her a pair.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you just ask? Is there an IG page for it? Is there an Instagram page for it?
For what? For Era? Yeah. Era New York.
Got it. All right, Tommy, I want to thank you for doing this tonight.
No, Damon, it's finished already?
Yeah,
I want to continue, man. I love it to be with you. Because now, when are we going to see you in New York?
You just saw me last week, first of all.
Yeah, but come back, man. New York is not the same without you.
Jean-Mi, I want to thank you very much for doing this. We celebrate people of culture. You know, to me, you're a pure artist. You do have a very open heart, is what you said. You look at life very creatively. I think I watch you navigate. You always migrate towards interesting people, and the interesting people, and you connect with them. You know, you're like a puppy dog. You're so warm, so kind. But I think that you have stayed so true to yourself and been a true artist, you know, the entire time. And I just want to celebrate you for that. And I'm really happy that you are successful. That you did, you know, you did what you wanted to do your whole life. You went for it, and good for you. I'm really happy for you. I'm really proud of you. So,
thank you so much, Damon.
Thank you, Jean-Mi, for doing this. I love you, and I'll post everything tonight for you. Let me know.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for